Hey guys, summer getting you down? Maybe you're having post-vacation blues or you've just been watching too much TV and you're getting kind of bored? Well, here's a little experiment you can actually do at home, and you can modify this any way you want. But I've looked up several homemade bubble solutions. I love bubbles. I think they're fun. And so I found that Joy is often mentioned to be the best one. The best dish detergent, there we go. But I've also seen that people mention that Dawn could be okay as well. And so I'm actually going to do two different experiments. One, I want to compare Joy versus Dawn. I've also seen some people mention using sugar and some people mention using corn syrup. And so I'm going to try that experiment as well. Sugar versus corn syrup, Joy versus Dawn. First, we're going to make up the sugar solutions. So for this, you're going to need a half a teaspoon of sugar into each of your cups. Now I'm going to use a measuring spoon. If we wanted to be really accurate, you would obviously need something that did a little more accurate measurements. But, you know, this is a summer experiment. We're going to just use the little half a teaspoon. So a half a teaspoon in sugar in each one. Then you're going to need a half a cup of water. And my measuring cup you can actually read from the inside, which is really nifty. So I'm going to put a half a cup of water into my little Dawn cup here. And a half a cup of water into my Joy. Alright, you're also going to need 2 teaspoons of dish detergent into this. Now I don't want to mix my dish detergent, so I'm going to have, or 2 tablespoons rather. So I'm going to take my Joy, and I'm going to put a tablespoon there, and another tablespoon there. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to use that to mix it around a bit because you want your sugar to dissolve. Alright, I'll set that to the side. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Dawn. Now, obviously I should use the exact same measuring spoon, but to save time I'm going to use a different one. Alright, so I'll put a tablespoon into there. And then put this. And a tablespoon into there. And likewise, I'm just going to mix it around a bit. Alright. Now that I have these made up, I'm actually going to get ready to take them outside for our experiment. Alright, next up, we're going to mix up our corn syrup solution. For this, you're going to need 4 teaspoons of corn syrup into each of these. So I just got the store brand corn syrup, light corn syrup from the store. And you're going to take and put 4 teaspoons in. Oh, crud. That's a little bit extra. So I'll be more careful here. Alright. 2, 3. This is really exciting. And 4. And this is really sticky and gross stuff, just so you know. 4. Alright, same thing for this one over here. 1. 2. 3. And 4. So again, that's 4 teaspoons of corn syrup into each one of those. Oh, got corn syrup wanting to go everywhere. That's fabulous. Alright. Then we need to put in our dishwashing detergent. Now for this, it's going to take 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons. So I've got the Dawn, 1, and 2, and then let me find my teaspoon here. It's right here. Okay, 2 teaspoons. 1 and 2. Alright, so that's my Dawn. And I do the same thing for my Joy. Get these teaspoons all sorted out. Alright. So I've got 1, 2 tablespoons. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons. 1. This is not easy to pour without getting it everywhere. And 2. And then in each of these, I will need half a cup of water. So, half a cup. And you will need to mix this solution together before you take it out and test its bubbling ability. So I'm going to mix that up and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I'm out here with the bubble solution and a thing of water to wash my little wands, and then 2 presumably identical wands. Now, are they absolutely identical? Probably not, but you know, this is not a really formal experiment. If it was, we couldn't do it outside because of the constants. You can't keep the wind constant. You can't always keep the distance of the wand from your face or the amount of pressure that you blow. It really would take a machine to do this with, you know, a formal experiment. But just for a simple at-home experiment, I'm just going to use these wands and then my solution. And there's several things you can do: number of bubbles, size of bubbles, how long they last. I think for me, I'm just going to maybe try maybe number of bubbles. So I'm going to take it and dip it in for 5 seconds and then blow and count the bubbles that come out. Alright, and so I'm going to turn this a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to see the bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Well, that's interesting because it was really hard to count since all the bubbles stuck together. I'm going to move a little bit farther away from the iPad and try this again. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how to count that. It's like several stuck together. That is the Joy plus the corn syrup. It's really hard to do. Let me try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's interesting. I really can't count that because, you know, for obvious reasons. Look at this puppy. That would be really hard to count. Well, it just popped. Alright, so that's interesting. Maybe I do how many bubbles stick together, and the Joy with the corn syrup, lots. Alright, let's try the Dawn with the corn syrup. We're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Alright. Oh, those did lots too, and they've just landed in another bubble soup. Alright. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Oh, that's nice. Not quite as many, but there's still quite a few sticking together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's pretty good. You can see several stuck together there. I popped the biggest one by accident when I caught it. Part of what's causing this is obviously the shape of the wands, but that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure it's quite as many as the Joy, but you'd almost have to count them on video. So if you want to go back and count the ones from the Joy and count this one, now obviously you'd want to do lots and lots of trials. 3 is the minimum, but really you're going to have to do a lot more trials because of the difficulty of maintaining these constant variables. But you can see that's kind of fun. I mean, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're pretty neat to try. And so, you know, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a nice big one. Throwing size would be cool too. Oh, I almost caught it. Oh, I lost it. I was going to catch it and show that one to you, but it is blowing away. Oh well. Alright, so that was the corn syrup, and it's looking like both of those are doing really well with making lots of bubbles. Maybe the Joy just a little bit more. But it's, again, hard to count. You'd have to do a lot more trials to be sure. Alright. So let's try the sugar and see what happens there. Alright, so we're going to start first with the Joy. Alright, try that off. 1, alright, 2, 3, 4, 5, alright. Alright, these bubbles are smaller. They are sticking together, a lot of them, but they're not quite the size of the corn syrup ones. Alright, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, look, I got a nice big one there. The bubbles attached. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, that didn't help me. Lots. Again, maybe you want to count on the video. And that's obviously a nice good size on that. Maybe it just takes some practice. Alright, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Oh, nice. Look at that. So that's with the sugar solution. They don't seem to last quite as long as the corn syrup, but it does a nice job. So if you don't have corn syrup on hand, I'm trying to keep it from blowing into the iPad. Oh, that just popped in my face. Go for it using the sugar. Let's try the Dawn with the sugar. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Ooh. Alright, I just popped several of them. But there are lots of big ones on that, so let's try it again. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5. I had trouble with that one as a dud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. These don't attach quite as well as the corn syrup. Same thing for the Joy, but still you're getting quite a few bit of bubbles. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's kind of a nice, there's a nice batch there with the Dawn and the sugar. So if you have just some sugar, some dish detergent and water, look, and a bubble wand, and you can make those out of most anything. I just happen to have extras, as I like to blow bubbles. You could try this. Now remember, it's not going to be a formal experiment, but certainly you can have a lot of fun with it if you're babysitting your kids, sisters, brothers, and they're like, I'm bored. Look, you can do this with them, entertain them for, 10 minutes because they're little kids, and maybe have some fun. And I hope you have a great summer. Come back and visit me next year, and happy experimenting.